Good evening, everyone. This is the regular meeting of the Southfield City Council, September 15th. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Thank you, Council President. Councilwoman Banks.
Present.
Councilman Brightwell. Councilman Cruz, absent. Councilwoman Haynes.
Present.
Council Pro Tem Hicks.
Here.
Councilwoman Hogue.
Here.
Council President Mandelbaum.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First up on our agenda is an appointment this evening, mayoral appointment.
Good evening, Council.
Good
I'd
evening.
like to call Ronald Johnson to the podium, please. As you know, the city has a civil service commission for police and fire. And we have a vacancy on that board, and I am pleased to present Ronald E. Johnson to fill that vacancy. Mr. Johnson has worked directly with civilian employees and supervisor in various sectors of the command staff and officers of the City of Detroit Police and Fire Departments for over 28 years. So I think he is a perfect fit, given his background, to serve on the Police and Fire Civil Service Commission Board. So with your approval, I'm asking for a motion to approve his appointment.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve the appointment to the Fire and Police Civil Service Commission of Mr. Ronald Johnson.
Support.
It has been moved by Councilwoman Hogue, supported by Councilman Haynes, to appoint Mr. Ronald Johnson to the Fire and Police Civil Service Commission. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do you have a question?
Yes, Mr. Johnson, excuse me, that does not mean you can get to put red sirens on your pretty car of yours. You cannot put red sirens on your pretty car. Just be clear.
Well, thank you. I'll ask the city clerk if she will do the swearing in.
Just want to say congratulations to Mr. Johnson. I have known you for quite some time, and what a great appointment, and we know you will serve us well, my friend.
We're going to ask Mr. Johnson. Many of you know him because he's been a volunteer in many capacities in the city of Southfield. Always been a supporter of our awareness of domestic violence and any number of other activities. So I'm going to ask him to come up and greet all of you. Thank you, council.
All right, congratulations again, Mr. Johnson. All right, next on our agenda, we have two presentations. The first presentation is from Metro Marvels. The city won an award for the most improved municipality. I'm just going to read the small blurb. Once known more for office parks than public places, Southfield has undergone a major civic reinvention. In 2025, it takes home the most improved municipality honor for its visionary updates to public infrastructure, green space, and urban aesthetics. The Evergreen Road Streetscape Project is a standout, transforming car-dominated corridor into a pedestrian-friendly boulevard with bike lanes, public art, lighting, and stormwater landscaping. The introduction of Red Pole Park, a bold and colorful interactive art installation, brought new life to underutilized land while drawing families and photographers alike. In addition, Southfield has increased trail connectivity, linking its neighborhoods to schools, libraries, and recreational hubs. These upgrades aren't just beautifying the city, they're rebranding it as an inclusive, active, and arts-forward place to live. Southfield's leap in livability earns it this year's Most Improved Municipality. And I'd like to call on Mr. Ali Fawaz and our Mayor Ken Siver to accept the award.
Congratulations, Mayor. So, good evening, Mayor Siver, members of council, and the community of Southfield. On behalf of Empire Realty Group and the Metro Marvels Beautification Program, it is my honor to present this award to the City of Southfield and to Mayor Siver for outstanding achievements in making Southfield a true model city in Metro Detroit. In our Metro Marvels spotlight, Southfield really stood out for its strong commitment to walkability, business growth, green spaces that actually bring people together, which was a key component that we're looking at. And this city has successfully blended innovation and community spirit, whether it's through your thriving business corridor or the investments in the park and public spaces that have improved everyday quality for its residents. Mayor Siver, your leadership has clearly helped Southfield to continue to shine as a vibrant, welcoming, and forward-thinking community. So it is with great pride that I present the Metro Marvels Award to the City of Southfield. Congratulations, Mayor.
Does he want to come around and shake our hand?
Don't go away. Thank you very much, Ali, and Empire Group and Metro Marvels. This award I'm accepting, my name is on this beautiful certificate, but first of all, it goes to the council for supporting all of these initiatives for our beautification, for our arts, for our engagement, for our trails, our stormwater management. It certainly goes to the planning department, the engineering department. It goes also to our support groups. Everything from the City Center Advisory Board, which has funded many of these improvements in the area here, as well as the Friends of Southfield Public Arts, the Public Art Commission, the DDA, and I'm sure I'm leaving out some others. But this has truly been a team effort, and this recognition really represents that we've changed the face of Southfield. And we've made it a more vibrant community. So again, I share this with many, many people who made this possible. And certainly our city administration and our city administrator, Fred Zorn, who also has encouraged and supported all of these improvements. Thank you. Thank you again. You're welcome. Thank you.
It's always nice when we get rewarded for all of our hard work and perseverance. So thank you again for the award. All right, next we're going to have a presentation by our Public Works Director about water relief programs. And the reason we're having this is every year since 2018, when the council authorized a water leak relief program, you know, sometimes you come home, you're on vacation, you have a leaky toilet, you get a water bill, and it's astronomical. So the city instituted a policy where we do help residents one time with high water bills for those types of instances. And part of that requirement is that an annual report has to get filed with the city council. So while we're going to approve this report this evening, we thought it would be a good time, again, to share with the public all of the many different water relief programs that the city offers, as well as when we partner with other agencies. So, Abdul? Yes?
I just got a text that there's no sound on the council meeting.
On cable?
Yeah.
That will be fixed once it's on YouTube. So there's not, okay.
Yes, good evening, council. Yeah, as you said, this is a good opportunity for us to present more information about the water leak relief program, as well as other programs that are available to Southfield residents. So I'm highlighting tonight 4 programs. One is through the Southfield DPW. It's the water leak relief program. Through the Great Lakes Water Authority, there's the Water Residential Assistance Program. Oakland County has a hardship assistance program, and the Heat and Warmth Fund, THAW, has a Michigan Water Assistance through Efficiency and Repairs program. There's other programs that are out there that are maybe on a smaller scale, but these are the ones that we mostly see come through our department. So the water leak relief program, this is through the DPW, was authorized by council on January 22nd, 2018. It is for both residential and commercial customers. Both are eligible for this. There are all the other programs that I'm going to present tonight are only residential, so this is the only one right now that we have for commercial. It's a one-time only, like you mentioned, Council President, where the customer is required to sign a waiver also acknowledging that this is a one-time relief. So the process, typically, you find a leak, you notify DPW of the leak, and then within 30 days of the notification, you submit proof of repair of the leak to the DPW, and then you receive adjustment on up to half off your 2 consecutive highest bills that can be attributed to the leak. We've, going back to that, since 2018, we've assisted 530 residential customers with the leak program. 38 commercial customers, and the total relief provided has been $568,000 since 2018. So GLWA offers the Water Residential Assistance Program, WRAP. It's administered by United Way for Southeastern Michigan. It provides 2 years of support, but it goes longer. They have a WRAP Infinity program as well, which they utilize for 62 and older or disabled customers. The requirements are that you have to be a GLWA residential customer, which all Southfield residents are. You have to be responsible for paying your water bill, meaning you own or rent the home. You're the customer responsible for the water bill. And you have to meet the income requirements, which is at or below 200% of federal poverty level. The benefits are customized bill credits, which they target. It depends on your income. It's customized for every individual, and the target is a payment amount after the credits of around 3% of household income. The program also helps with past due bills up to $1,200 annually for the 2 years that I mentioned previously, and or up to $2,000 for home water audit and minor plumbing repairs, which will help with the leak program as well. Through the Oakland County Water Resources Commission, also administered by United Way for Southeastern Michigan, is the Hardship Assistance Program, HAP. You have to be an Oakland County resident, so obviously Southfield residents qualify, and meet income requirements. So this is a little bit of a higher income eligibility here, at or below 300% of the federal poverty level. And they're somewhat flexible on that. They basically said that on their website, they say, if you're unsure, go ahead and apply. You're encouraged to apply, and their requirements are more guidelines than strict requirements. The benefits, they pay up to 3 months of bills, or they eliminate past due balances. They support plumbing repairs. Typically, the assistance provided is up to $2,000, but they can possibly go more than that. The original fund that was set up for the HAP program was $300,000 from ARPA funds. So they're looking for other sources to maintain that funding. And then we have the Michigan Water Assistance through Efficiency and Repairs Program, My Water. This is through THAW. I see it's currently not accepting applications, but their website says to keep to check back. They'll probably have some openings again soon. You have to be a Michigan resident, obviously, and then meet the income requirements at or below 300% of federal poverty level, and they provide up to $2,500 per household with bill payment assistance or plumbing repairs and water efficiency improvements. So obviously, you can call DPW for more information or assistance in applying for any of these programs. We can point you in the right direction. If it's not if it's not the water leak program, we'll provide support.
Thank you for the information. Council, do you have any questions? Councilman Hicks?
Yeah, Abdul. Question, has any constituent ever requested more than once? Because with aging infrastructure, you may have a leak on one end at one point and have a leak somewhere else another time. Mm-hmm. Not the fault of the constituent, but aging infrastructure.
I haven't heard that we've had that yet. I'm sure at some point it might happen. I was looking at other programs. I know City of Ann Arbor, for example, doesn't have that requirement. once per lifetime. Grand Rapids is also there. Grand Rapids is more conservative than us in their approach. I think they only reduce 25%. Ann Arbor actually goes all the way, the full overage is refunded with Ann Arbor.
Thank you, sir.
Can I follow up on your question, though? Because it's not just understanding, are you talking infrastructure? Because this is more leaky toilet,
Correct.
faucet, things like that. Are you talking like infrastructure underground outside the house?
Yeah. I mean, a leak, to me, I thought all leaks would be part of that.
No, just on the private side. So nothing on the public.
But there are parts underground that is private. The connection.
Correct, yes. Your line from the stop box to your home.
Correct.
Right, okay.
But to your point, I mean, you fix a toilet and then it happens again in another bathroom,
Yeah.
aging infrastructure.
Right.
So,
But that's where home maintenance, regular maintenance should
yeah.
hopefully help.
True. All right, but thank you.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
know, it's, Councilwoman Hoag, and then all right, Councilwoman Banks, and then Councilman Brightwell.
Thank you. Is it possible that we can get a copy of this presentation PowerPoint sent to the council?
Will do.
I don't think I have it in my packet.
I'll email it tomorrow
Okay, thank you.
or tonight.
Councilman Brightwell?
This is a program that I've supported. My question is probably more related to the first item on the agenda, that dealt with electronic meter reading. But this here, can you tell me what, in number-wise, what does 200% below the poverty line, what dollar amount does that represent?
So it depends on your family size, right? So I believe for a single person, it's like $15,000. Family of two is like 30,000, but that 30,000 is is the poverty limit.
Right.
Multiply that by two, so you're looking at 60,000 for a family of two.
Yeah, I was just baffled by it. We have 200%, then I saw the state has something 300%.
Yeah, the county does,
was
and
that county or
Thaw does as well, yes. So those are 300%. Those programs are 300%. RAP is 200%. Our water leak program has no limit on income. It's not an income-based program.
Okay, well, I can follow up with it later, but it was just kind of curious what the actual quantity was, the dollar amount. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, Councilwoman Haynes?
I wanted to ask the same question about getting a copy, but my other question is, how is this information being conveyed to the residents? Is there a brochure, or what way are they receiving this to know that they can,
There is information on our website. This presentation is part of the outreach as well. We can make it, I think we can make it more prominent on our website, which we will do. But yeah, other than announcing it, presenting it to the residents like tonight.
I was just wondering, since, people receive a water bill, if there's something that can be put inside of their.
There's some verbiage there as well.
Is it some verbiage there? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Now we are up to the communications portion of our meeting. And just to follow up on a couple items that usually come up. Last week, in the City Council Committee of a Whole meeting, we approved a firm to work on a architectural firm to work and build a indoor swimming pool. We did approve a contract that was put before us to build, at least in the beginning stages, the company is called Hobbs and Black, Michigan-based company. They've built, they work for a lot of municipalities and school districts. They've built the Romulus Aquatic Center, and so we are starting those conversations with them. As part of the process, before we have a final product, we do intend to have public input and visioning sessions for that aquatic center. But again, we are in the beginning phases, but I did want to let everyone know, since there was a Southfield Sun article that said we were going to be approving it this evening, we actually approved it last week for this firm to help us work on building a indoor year-round pool here on the municipal campus where the current outdoor pool sits. Another follow-up that I received from code enforcement, we had a speaker a few months ago about the car wash on Southfield Road that they just built, the new one next to Target, about the noise. Code enforcement went out, took several decibel readings, and determined everything was followed according to what the city council approved, and the vacuums are no louder than the car noise from Southfield Road. So at this point, there is no action needed from that owner based on the findings from code enforcement. I did just want to throw that out there since that happened since our last meeting. Okay. With that, the Southfield City Council has established the following rules of procedure for all speakers. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the council. Each speaker is responsible for his or her comments, and the City of Southfield does not, by permitting such remarks, support, endorse, or accept the content thereof as being true or accurate. No speaker may make personal or impertinent attacks upon any officer, employee, or city council member or other elected official that is unrelated to the manner in which they perform their duties. No person shall use abusive or threatening language towards any individual when addressing the city council. Any person who violates this section may be directed by the presiding officer to be orderly. If a person addressing the council refuses when so directed, such person may be deemed by the presiding officer to have committed a breach of the peace if they continue disrupting and impeding the orderly conduct of the public meeting of the city council, and may be ordered by the presiding officer to leave the meeting. If the person refuses to leave as directed, the presiding officer may direct any law enforcement officer who is present to escort the violator from the meeting. The council may not provide responses to public comment during the meeting. If you have provided your contact information when you signed up for public communications, the city will provide a more formal response to you in the near future, should it be needed. The council may respond to comments at the end of communications if they are able to do so. Our first speaker is Vanessa Thrasher.
Good evening, council members, mayor. I'm here this evening because we have an issue on our street. We're very thankful that the city is going to be doing repairs on our street in terms of the water main and the roads. But we're having a problem since August with dust. And they are doing one side of the street, they're doing the north side of the street, all the way down, they're putting in the water main.
What street?
And, pardon?
What street?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mahone. Okay, so then when they're done with that side, they're going to come around and do the south side. And again, this has been going on since August. The cars, the homes, the dust is just unbearable. We can't even sit on our porch because of the dust that has come from the streets. And so I called today and I spoke with a spokesman to see if they could do something to help us in terms of car washes. We had our car washed yesterday, and this morning when we got up, it was dusty again. And so he said that this is not something that they can incur, and they cannot take care of that. They said it's a public project, and that we just basically have to put up with it. So I indicated to him that I was coming to city council meeting tonight to discuss this, because the residents shouldn't be impacted negatively by this work, this ongoing work. And it's going to be going on until October. And again, they've done once, they passed my house, but they're going to come back again, on my side of the street to put in those, those big blue, long. And it's just, you can't, like I said, you can't sit on your porch. Your cars are just dusty, dirty. The porch is dusty, dirty. Is there any kind of anything that can be done in terms of, I mean, because they're being paid half the amount to do this repair. It should be something built into their budget to reimburse residents, at least for car washes, once a week. So I just wanted to come and ask council, is there anything, any intervention? Have you had any instances with other streets where, you know, this has been an issue? Because I know we're doing repairs on other roads as well. So that was the first thing I wanted to address. It was one more topic. Should I sit down and wait for my name to be called again?
You only can speak one time,
Okay.
so you have 30 seconds.
Okay, well, the other thing is about the skilled gymnastics center that's on 9 Mile in Lasser. That's been an ongoing project for 2 years. Our block club came before site planning committee. We came before you to address our concerns that it should not have been approved in the first place. And our things that we said would happen have happened. Nothing's being done with that building. It's a blight. It's an eyesore. It's not up to Southfield standards of beautification that you address all the time. Something needs to be done. I don't think that the owner has the money to complete the project personally. So I'm over my time.
Okay.
But we'd like to know.
We'll answer after communications, we'll answer your questions.
Pardon?
Once we're done with communications, we'll answer your
Okay.
questions.
Thank you very much for allowing me
please stick
to
around.
bring my concerns to you this evening.
Council President, I had a conversation just this afternoon with the building department, and Mr. Woodward is here, so I advised Ms. Thrasher to stay around and
Yeah,
hear
I'll
from the
have,
building
after we're
department.
done, we'll have.
All right, thank you.
And we'll also have Ms. Schultz come up to talk about the roadworks. Our next speaker is Pamela Gerald.
Good evening to the council and to the people in the auditorium. The last televised meeting, you had a gentleman up here that just made a complete fool out of himself, and that's Keith Harris and his girlfriend, Stacy Jackson, who's running for council. I've been around this city 43 years, and I have never seen the degree of negativity for flyers like this guy, Keith Harris and Stacy Jackson, put out. Every single mayoral race, it's some kind of nasty flyer. These people have talked about Mayor Siver, Administrator Zorn, Council President Michael Mandelbaum, Treasurer Irv Lowenberg, Jeremy Moss, who's the state senator now. They've talked about Brenda Lawrence, Myron Frazier, Dan Brightwell, Lenny Taylor, Lloyd Cruz, Tanya Morris, Fracassi, may he rest in peace. They even talked about Gretchen Whitmer, Garland Gilchrist, Dana Nessel. What do they necessarily have to do with our city? And while you were there trying to talk about me and some kind of felony, did you ever tell the public, Keith Harris, that you went into planning, called every woman in there the most dastardly names that are so disrespectful, you got arrested, and you couldn't come into the city or Parks and Rec for over a year. So while you think you're putting something out there about somebody, why don't you talk about you? I want voters to know that this is not what Southfield is about. And how do you want to vote for someone that is spewing this kind of racial venom, trying to divide our city? Is it because you wanted something and you didn't get it? My telephone number is 248-346-0439. Anybody watching, if you want more details about all this negative stuff that's been put out in this city since 2016 by Keith Harris and Stacy Jackson, I'll read it to you, I'll make a copy, and I'll give it to you. That is not the kind of leadership we want in this city. 43 years. A lot of you have called me your independent voice. I've been wrong about a few candidates. But I'm going to tell you, this here, messy, nasty, so much vitriol, and our Southfield voters don't deserve that on council. Keith Harris and Stacy Jackson, we rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ.
All right, thank you. That concludes communications. Our first speaker, Ms. Thrasher, had some concerns with road work on Mahone. I know, Ms. Schultz, you heard those comments. Can you comment on any type of dust control? As somebody who lived through road construction on my street, I ended up getting a unlimited pass at Jack's Car Wash. I actually, every time I drive to City Hall, I stop by and get a car wash. I need to have a clean car when I show up. I know that, unfortunately, the city does not provide car washes for individuals, but there are dust control measures that we can implement. So
Yes, and those have been being implemented. So I had heard about the dust complaints on the job site. The contractor on this particular job is doing a satisfactory job of dust control. So, you know, we've also been dry. Mother Nature is not helping out at all. So dust control is typically not done more than once a day. So at this dry weather and the trucks going back and forth, there's going to be a certain amount of dust that's generated during the day.
is the project on schedule? Is it ahead of schedule, behind schedule? Because I'm sure that, you know, to live through it, you know, till October, November, I mean, we're talking a month or two, but the dust control can still be bothersome, so.
Yeah, I mean, on this street by October, probably in about a month, we should be out of there. So I don't know if it's worth getting a car wash every day until then, because it's just gonna get dirty again. But once we're done, I think it will be well worth the inconvenience and the dust. But we will stay on top of it. It's something we'll bring up with the contractor at our progress meetings as well.
Okay. I think everyone on council has a question. We'll just go down the road.
I was going to say, I also got complaints, I'm reading it now, in addition to the dust, but apparently they're driving their big machines onto people's lawns. And I have a complaint here from a neighbor, not my neighbor, I'm sorry, from a resident who says they cracked the edge of their driveway. But so far, she did reach out to the foreman that's on site, and the company said they'll fix it, but I'll just keep you
Yeah,
abreast
if you
of
could
it.
definitely forward that information to us. So, and this, if it's the same project, OHM Advisors is overseeing that construction, so that is something that we review. We do take pre-construction videos ahead of construction, because sometimes these things do happen. And if that pavement wasn't scheduled for removal and replacement already, then the contractor does that at their cost.
Okay, yeah, this particular resident has had like 3 issues with them, with the work that they're doing on the same street, so.
Okay.
I'll share it with you.
Thank you.
Councilman Banks?
What are we doing every day with reference to the dust control? What are they putting down?
A water truck sprays water.
Okay, do we know if it's like spraying enough water? Because I was going to suggest if they put water down, you would think that it would stop the dust. Maybe they're not watering it enough, and someone should double check.
Yeah, we'll be giving them the feedback about the dust complaints. We do have inspectors on site every day, so dust control came up at our progress meeting last week, and which isn't unusual for our projects, so the contractors know that we expect them to take care of the dust control measures daily.
Thank you.
Did you have any comments? All right, Councilman Haynes?
You say they put the water out on the street? I'm trying to
There's
understand.
a truck that drives through and sprays water to control the dust.
Okay, how often is that done, though?
Once a day maximum, just depending on if it's rained or how much dust, what's going on the job site.
And that's still not enough to control the dust because you're saying the heat? Or it's because it's
Well,
really
that
dry?
just, sometimes Mother Nature helps us out. We'll get a little rain overnight or something like that. So it will happen more than once a day, but during the contractor's workday, it happens once a day, typically at the end of their workday.
Could it be the amount of water? I mean, maybe it's not enough to really control the dust. I mean, if they're just putting down a little bit, maybe they can do more.
That's something
Is there a
we-
possibility?
We'll talk to
Because,
them about
yeah.
it to see if there's something that could be done better.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Brightwell?
Lee, I'm just trying to think, there should be a standard, because I remember we were knocking down Northland, and we were over there for a site tour. We had water being sprayed all over the place, knocking down the dust that was coming from the portion of the building that being knocked down. So there's a standard in construction about how you prevent whatever, you're trying to prevent. So I'm assuming they are up to that standard or utilizing the
Right.
the
That's-
industry standard for, dust control.
Yeah, I can't say I know the details of exactly how much water is sprayed, but it's something I can have a conversation with the contractor about. So using the water trucks to spray down, that dust is just,
Yeah.
we're not taking down building, it's just generated from that road work. So they are excavating, we're installing some water mains in the neighborhood, so that's, big excavators are moving dirt, so that is going to create dust.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Woodward to come up and give us a briefing of the gymnastics building. I know that I drove by a couple times last week, but I know that you are monitoring that site.
Yes, I am, Mr. President, and good evening, Council. The Gymnastics Center had some difficulties early on where the owner wound up with a less than desirable contractor. She lost a substantial amount of money and had to move on to a new contractor. That new contractor started the project in good form, but after a period of time, there were some things that were discovered by the building department that were unacceptable. We had put a stop work order on the project and had a meeting with the owner and the contractor and requested engineering paperwork on it. We are still awaiting a report from the architect.
Okay, yes.
Is the owner still doing, thank you, Mr.
Woodward.
Yeah, I forgot your last name quick, sorry. Is she still doing the container kind of setup thing?
The containers?
Like,
Yeah.
There are steel containers on
shipping
site,
containers, that's,
but they're used for storage right now.
okay, because I would agree, it is an eyesore, especially with the fire from the market there, and I was just wondering, what is the delay? Especially, I was expecting it to be a lot quicker with the containers, but it sounds like it's something else then.
We expected more as well, but sometimes, as I said initially with the first contractor, that unfortunately that set her back substantially. But we did also effect an order to clean up the site, so that would be with all the weeds and the grass and debris that was on site.
Because I kind of noticed some dumping a little bit.
We also had silt barrier to stop mud, so there was quite a bit done to preserve the site, but we're still at a standstill.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Administrator, you have.
Yeah, if Chuck could give us an update on the Plum Hollow fire. And Chuck and I have been in dialogue on this since May. COVID has been out, there was some dumping. And I know I'm trying to hit the spot once a week. I mean, it's become an attractive nuisance and people are taking advantage
So
to dump things there.
Before we get to that, let's finish, we have some questions on the gymnastics. Mr. Mayor, you had a question on gymnastics, right? On the,
No, I had complaints today about the fact that the Plum Hollow Market has not been demolished, so as long as, and I did talk to Mr. Woodward today about it. So I'm sure Mrs. Thrasher would like to hear an update on that as well, that she can take back to the neighborhood. So I think you got a double header here.
Yeah, so let's finish talking about the gymnastics. I don't want to get the two confused, because I think they are two separate properties. But, Councilman Banks, did you have a question?
Yes.
We'll just,
Mr. Woodward, do we have anything in our ordinance when we have a contractor who is not following our rules, and they have to, example, provide plans or whatever? Do they have like X number of days or months to provide it to the building department? Otherwise, someone will be fined? Because I know there's some other small business owners that have experienced similar situations, and their projects have taken a year and a half, 2 years, just trying to get the plans together and approved. And is there anything we can do to stop these bad people from working in our city? Basically, that's what it is.
There is, and we do have, especially in the building codes, we have some effective means of monitoring and enforcing the codes along with the ordinances, because let's not forget, the building codes also state that it's along with the other ordinances or any other ordinances. So first of all, with a building permit, that building permit is only good for 180 days without activity. So if that building sits and nothing is done, then we move on to enforcement on this vacant piece of property with the building not having any permits. Recently, we have changed our fee schedules so that now, if those type of things happen, we're working without permits, then it's double the permit fees and $1,000 per month for every month that you're doing work without a permit. So that does discourage things. If you look at your monthly reports, you'll see we have more and more certificates of occupancy. That's a direct result of this is your project, this is the way you do it, and this is the way it winds up finished. A lot of these items are addressed in the occupational codes that we really don't reference until a meeting, such as we had with the gymnastics center. We tend to remind the contractors that there's a certain process you have to go through during all of your project life, and that's with the owner. So that would be a notice of commencement, a notice of furnishing, partial conditional waivers, full conditional waivers. That way we make sure that all of the suppliers and employees and everybody that's associated with this contractor are in compliance with the state of Michigan codes. So there are things that happen. Unfortunately, it's a rather lengthy process, but we're able to take care of it usually within 180 days. Some of these other projects, we moved on, and then we have another set of time that's attributed to the court system. For instance, we just mentioned Plum Hollow. And I do work well once in a while with a little bit of confusion. Not a lot, though. So thanks for stopping it and holding it at one. So Plum Hollow, we had an issue there with the fire, then the follow-up investigation, and now we have insurance companies involved that also take up time. However, the clock still ticks here in the city. So code enforcement did a good job of having them clean up the site, best we possibly can. As it stands right now, today, Plum Hollow paid for their demolition permit. Doesn't mean it's issued yet, but it was today that it was paid for. There are still a couple of items that we require. However, Thursday is when we go to court to make them move forward and hopefully give us a deadline.
Thank you.
Wait, Councilman Hicks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chuck, the question that I have is kind of similar to Councilwoman Banks, but mine is more, do we ever put a time limit on a project that seems to never end? I mean, I get it if you have inactivity, but it's kind of hard to prove inactivity on a job site. But if you have a project that goes on for years, when initially they may have come to planning and said it's going to take a year, do we have any recourse that we can, say, penalize, revoke their ability to
Well,
build?
there are
or-
certain processes during this period of time that the way that a building, a new building or improving a property takes place, that you can't move forward with 5 different sets of permits and have them all expire without the building department noticing. So my staff, every 30 days, we get notification of not just building permits, but plumbing permits, mechanical permits, electrical permits, those type of things that are ready to expire. Any one of those can spark that enforcement we talked about earlier, should they expire.
But is there a timeline that you must have this project complete by X?
Once we do the enforcement, when we move on to the court system, that's when we get that, similar to what I just said about Plum Market. We get that in part of whether it be a consent agreement or an agreement between our attorneys and theirs.
Gotcha.
For the timeline.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Councilman Haynes?
Do you have any information if a business decides to vacate? Are they obligated to let you know, or to send a letter to you, or we just find out? It's just for another reason, for another business, but I just want to know if something like that is in place.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you're wondering if an owner lets us know that the project is stopped?
We just had a business that came before us, and they were having some issues, and they were supposed to clear those issues up, and I just kind of noticed that they're gone. And are they obligated to let us know that they're gone, or, they just gone?
It happens, and it does happen on a more regular basis than you'd know. Some people hire a contractor that they're not happy with. You have the right, as the owner of that property, to terminate that contract. However, there has to be a new contractor involved in that particular project. Otherwise, none of the other items can move forward. So if we don't have a building permit, you can't move forward with electrical or mechanical. We often get letters from homeowners and from business owners that ABC Company is no longer being used as our general contractor. We have now contracted with somebody else, and we make them go through the process.
But if they decide to, like I say, cease, the whole operation, they are not obligated to let you know. Just if they want to just leave town, that's what I'm trying to say.
They're not obligated, no.
Okay, that was my question.
But like I said before, the clock keeps ticking, no matter what happens.
But are you also talking about an existing building, like an existing business?
Yeah, we have, there's another one. I don't want to bring it up now because we can talk about it later, but there was one business that we were having some issues with before, and they were supposed to fix some things, and I just passed by there, and it's a clean house. I guess they're gone. I don't know, but I just was wondering, I don't know if what happened. But
We can issue on inspection a time period in which you have to have these items repaired. But once again, going back to the process, so somebody moves into a new building, they're getting just a change of occupancy. We discover then if they actually need a building permit. Or during that change of occupancy, in their haste to open, they require certain things from the building department in order to get them a certificate of occupancy, which cannot happen if any of the violations are not corrected. All of our staff reschedule themselves on these change of occupancies for every 2 weeks, just to monitor the progress at that site.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Councilman Brightwell, you had a question?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Can you talk about the Plum Hollow Market?
Plum Hollow Market, as I had said, excuse me. As I had said, usually the processes take long when there's an investigation by the fire department, then another investigation by the insurance company, and then, of course, to get insurance companies to part with money. The building department doesn't take that into consideration. The only portion that we have that slows us down is the process, which is issuing tickets, getting court dates, and so on. So as far as Plum Hollow is concerned, at this very moment, they had just paid for their demolition permit. They're short one additional permit. They have all of their shutoffs, and they have a court date for this Thursday, at which time we're hoping to get a consent agreement and a timeline.
Okay. Council, any questions on that? Anything to add? Mr. Administrator?
It's a shame that, because the fire department cleared the property, turned it over to the owner and the insurance company months ago. And it's a shame that code enforcement had to ticket them to clean up the property. And then here we are with a court date to get this eyesore down. And I know the council and I have heard many, many complaints because it's such a visible corner. And the market was beloved by many people and frequented for years by our community. So people want the market back, they want the corner cleaned up.
Okay. Thank you. And if you do have additional questions with Ms. Thrasher for this or the road project, you see who gave us the updates. They're more than happy to talk to you out in the hall and answer additional questions. All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Woodward. All right, next we move on to our consent agenda. Councilor, is there any item you wish pulled for further discussion? Councilwoman Hoag.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve consent agenda items: A, water leak relief program annual report; B, the cost increase for Beach Road pathway from 9 Mile Road to Shiawassee Road; 3, cost increase for Telegraph Road from 8 Mile Road to Link Road; D, approval of agreement for 9 Mile Road pathway from Evergreen Road to Southfield Road; E, authorization to exercise extension of contract for managed assigned council coordinator in accordance with Michigan Indigent Defense Commission grant; and F, authorization to seek the 2025-26 DTE Energy Foundation tree planting grant.
Support.
It has been moved by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilman Hicks, to approve consent agenda items A through F. Any questions? Yes, Mr. Brightwell?
I had a question about item A. I failed to speak up when you asked.
Will that affect the vote?
It,
Because we can have you ask your question after.
well, I can ask the question after. It will not affect the vote.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
All right, ask your question.
Yeah, question A, I want to determine, we approved electronic meter reading several years ago.
Yes.
And one of the items in that was you would know when individual, when there was some leakage in a certain location, and it would be out of, throw things out of whack. Is that in effect, and is it being used, and has it been beneficial? Because we bought that product with the thought that it would be assist individual homes that have, running toilets, or somebody go on vacation and, the basement is flooding, those kind of things. Is that functioning?
So I know we ran a pilot, so some people have the app on their phone. We did a test with some city employees and elected officials to, where they had the app. We got mixed feedback. Some people said the app was not beneficial to them, and so we could revisit it again and bring it back up.
Yeah, please, because I'll be curious in this, because that was, in essence, if nothing else, it's a public service item. Mm-hmm. Individuals would love to know that the upstairs bathroom is running.
Sure.
That part of the house is not being used, and/or if they're on vacation and there's the sprinkler is not cutting off. Those kind of things. So when we purchased that thing, and that was one of the, well, I talked to the Public Works Director at the point in time, and that was a selling point with respect to that feature.
Right.
And you would see it wherever, you would see the things just going off the chart, so to speak.
Right, yeah, and so we'll revisit it and possibly bring it back, maybe do a larger pilot, and then put it out to everyone.
Well, just information at this point in time. Is it functioning, and was it a?
No, right now it's not functioning. I think a few people still have the app on their phones.
Okay.
So for them, it's still functioning, but generally it's not available, to all residents currently.
Mr. President?
Yes.
It was my understanding that it was in a beta test mode.
Correct.
And some folks are still testing it, but the initial feedback on it, wasn't everything that it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm correct, it was through Neptune?
Yes.
Was the vendor? And it was a beta test, and it just didn't do everything as promised. But what we were looking for was anytime we could let a homeowner or a business owner know that they had abnormal use, that something was not normal. And I think it's just a matter of time before the technology catches up. We'll continue to monitor that, but if your bill doubles, before you get a bill, we want to let, it'd be nice to let a homeowner know that there's a spike of some sort.
Sure.
So,
But it didn't do everything that we were initially promised.
so I was one of the testers,
Okay?
and I'm not aware of any app. I know that it was a website that would send me emails if my water went above a certain threshold. The problem I was not getting the alerts. I put my threshold very low. Recently, I don't know why, I started getting daily emails. Although one day it said I spent 2 million units of water, which I was like, that's very impressive,
Yeah.
considering my average is about 15. But I know that there's still some kinks. I know that, I think, Mr. Brightwell, you were part of that pilot as well. But I know that I was one of those who said it's not ready for the public because there were too many issues with the technology where it was not accurate and leading to more questions than answers.
So we'll revisit it. Maybe that the technology has advanced now. Maybe there is an app now, but we'll take another look at it.
Well,
Yeah.
he's still talking.
Do you have any more questions?
No, that's it. I'm fine.
Okay.
Well, that was my question. With today's technology, couldn't a private home have their own personal testing, to see where their water levels are? With all the smart technology, I would imagine that, because that seems to be a real heavy thing for just a whole city,
Well, it would have to be tied into your meter,
Right.
your water meter, which is why, if it's coming from the city, it's because our meters are Neptune meters. So if they already provide that technology or that service where you can monitor the usage on, at each meter, I'm not sure that
Just
we
curious.
would allow anyone to put a third
Right, to be
party,
hooked to yours. Okay.
software or system into our meter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we move into our public hearing and site plans. We have 3 public hearings, all with the business development team.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council President, Honorable Board. This evening, we have 2 economic development projects that we're bringing forward. The first one is an exciting redevelopment on Northwestern Highway. We received a request from 26250 Northwestern Building LLC, also known as Epic Health, and Brooke Booth is here, and she's going to come up. They have requested from the City of Southfield a PA 210 district to be established in their request to put that in. So I'm going to have Brooke share a short PowerPoint presentation, after which we'll request City Council hold a public hearing on the establishment of an industrial development district. If that moves forward, we'd like to have a public hearing on their request for a 5-year commercial abatement. Again, that would freeze the value of the property for the 5 years. While it can be, the assessor will go out each year and review the value of the property. And we're very excited about this company. They have a lot of locations throughout the city, so I'm sure they'll be very successful at this location. And should they be successful, they can come back in year 5 if they've met their obligations and ask for another 5 years. So that will give us the flexibility at that point. But I'm going to turn the presentation over to Brooke to introduce herself too.
Thank you for the opportunity to share with you tonight. I represent Epic Health and the family of companies that are affiliated with Epic Health. We've acquired a building here, very near where we are tonight, at 26250 Northwestern. It's just over 30,000 square feet. It is in poor shape as we speak now. Broken windows, it's not habitable. There is no infrastructure inside. But we are excited to renovate it and turn it into the headquarters for our family of companies. Combined, this building will support 250 to 300 full-time employees, filling departments such as legal, IT, finance, operations, HR, and others. The scope of the rehabilitation I want to share with you, we will be replacing the roof, all of the windows. Everything inside needs to be cosmetically updated because right now it's empty, it's gutted effectively. So all of the mechanical will also need to be updated. We'll be adding an elevator. Everything will be ADA compliant with automatic doors and things like that to make sure that it can be accessible. There'll be security, including cameras, and a system for alarm. And then I would like to talk a little bit more about our total investment. So as we rehabilitate this entire building, our total investment is just north of $3 million. You can see the price broken down here. We were able to acquire this building at auction a few months ago, and so the purchase price was a nice place for us, but we do have to spend quite a bit of money now to get the building habitable to be our headquarters, with the full price coming in at 3.2. Just north of that. I want to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do and what we'll be doing in this building. So like I said, we're a family of companies. We're mission driven. So we have a primary care company, Epic Health. That's our flagship company. We serve primary care to the marginalized communities throughout Southeast Michigan. And then these other companies help support that mission. I want to break down the jobs so you can see the different companies and the different jobs that they will be pulling in. But we have a wide variety of roles that we fill, everything from supervising physicians to APPs, those are like nurse practitioners and physician assistants, to the receptionists and all of the administration that is behind that. We like to hire locally. So we have many sites here in Southeast Michigan, and most of the people who work for us are from the local communities. We have an MSO, which is a management service organization, so that's where we have a lot of HR, legal, IT, that type of thing. And so we also help grow other practices. We help support other physician practices if they need a little bit of help with their admin and things like that. We step in and we help provide that to help create more accessibility to healthcare in our community. We are local. We are here native Michiganders who have been in Southeast Michigan for decades, and we want to continue to expand our footprint here. Our headquarters have been in Southfield for over a decade now, and we want to purchase, and we want to make a permanent home here in Southfield. We are interested in having a long-term impact and relationship with the city of Southfield. So that's why we're here. We're mission-driven, we deliver healthcare, we create jobs, we manage real estate, we build infrastructure, we do all of these things. We have 3 primary care offices in Southfield. We will likely be adding more, and we want our headquarters to be in Southfield. We invest in jobs, in housing, and all sorts of things. And we think this investment will do a lot to help rehabilitate and strengthen and make Southfield a better community moving forward. So we ask for approval for this PA 210 rehabilitation. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
All right, so we'll have a public hearing to establish the commercial rehabilitation district, and then we'll have questions afterwards. So as you just saw the presentation, I'm now going to open up the public hearing for this economic development initiative. It's the public hearing to establish the commercial rehabilitation district under Public Act 210 of 2005 as amended at Northwestern Service Drive number 7. Anyone who wishes to speak, please come to the lectern and you give your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes. Don't all come at once. All right, seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Council, do you have any questions? Councilman Brightwell?
I really don't have a question. I don't have a question about this, but I'm curious about the term soft cost. I've been away from corporate America for a while. Soft cost, what, 250,000 soft cost. What are you buying?
Yeah. So soft costs are things that are basically not this. It'd be permits. It'd be anything that's not included in the design, the landscaping, the fixtures, furnitures, the equipment. There's a whole bunch of extra costs that, think of it as a miscellaneous category. But permits is the one that I can think of that I would definitely designate as a soft cost, but there are other things too that wouldn't be caught in the categories listed above.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Council, any other? Yes, Mr. Mayor.
When Ms. Freeman contacted me some time back that this building has been on my radar a long time. I've been over there because of vandalism, there was graffiti painted on the side of the building, been a number of issues, and yet it's in a great location, 11-mile Lasher and the freeway. I am so pleased to see that someone is taking the property over, giving it love, putting it back to productive use. It's really a very attractive building, and what we saw tonight in the graphic of how you're going to really lift it up, I'm thrilled about this. It's been a visible eyesore, and we're always looking to fill vacant space, so I'm happy the company is expanding and you need this, but I think it's a win-win for you and for the city of Southfield. So, thank you.
So just to piggyback off that, a couple of weeks ago, I was driving down the service drive trying to avoid a lot of traffic on 696. And I noticed you had a banner on the side already and everything. So I'm happy that, you're deciding to stay in Southfield. You mentioned that you're headquartered in Southfield. Where are you currently?
So we're in a leased facility at 9 Mile and Lodge. Lodge.
In the DDA.
Okay.
It's like it used to have IBM on the top.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is this is your headquarters, this building, right? So would you call it your world headquarters?
We would call it our world
Okay.
headquarters. That's precisely how I'd categorize it.
Got it. Okay. Council, any other questions? Are we ready to vote to establish this commercial district? Yes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Economic Development Initiative under, to establish the Commercial Rehab District under Public Act 210 as amended at Northwestern Highway Service Drive number 7.
Support.
It was a motion made by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilman Hicks, to establish the Commercial Rehabilitation District under Public Act 210 of 2005. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so
Now we would like to request a public hearing for their project request to go into the district that you've just approved. So
All right, so we don't need another presentation.
No, but I would like to add that the Oakland County Board of Commissioners and the Oakland County Executive has supported this request, and they supplied us with a letter to support them, the request from Epic Health. So, but we would like to have a public hearing.
Okay. It would have been nice if we had the copy of the letter in our packet, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna have a public hearing again. This is for the application from 26250 Northwestern Building LLC for a commercial rehabilitation exemption certificate under PA 210 of 2005 as amended. It is the same project that was just presented. For those who are wondering why we're doing this again, this process takes 2 steps. First, we have to create a district, and then we have to approve a project within the district. So we already approved the district, now we're approving the project. So with that being said, if anyone would like to come and give comments during this public hearing, you have 3 minutes. Please give your name and address for the record. All right, seeing none, public hearing is closed. Council, do you have any additional questions for their world headquarters?
If you wouldn't mind, I would like to just add that they will be signing an agreement with the city of Southfield. Should anything happen that they vacate the world headquarters early, they will pay the city back for any back taxes during that time frame that they've promised to occupy the space.
But we don't anticipate that happening.
No, absolutely not. In fact, we're very excited to have, I believe, 170 people located at that facility or more.
We can have up to 300.
Up to 300 people activating this beautiful building, so we're excited about that.
How long will construction take before you move people in?
Our contractor tells me at least a year.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Councilwoman Haynes?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the application from 26250 Northwestern Boulevard LLC for a commercial rehabilitation exemption certificate under PA 210 of 2005 as amended.
Support.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Haynes, supported by Councilman Brightwell, to approve the application from 26250 Northwestern Building LLC for their PA 210. Council, any additional questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, and we're glad you found a permanent home here in Southfield.
I am too, because I will work there.
All right, thank you. All right, next is a brownfield redevelopment plan and tax increment financing plan and development reimbursement agreement for MAB Real Estate Redevelopment located at 30835 Greenfield. And this is the corner of Greenfield and 13 Mile.
Yes, good evening. This is our second project to bring before City Council. Mr. Sam Bacall, MAB Real Estate Development, submitted a request to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, and we were excited that the BRA approved their request and submitted it to City Council. We met on July 22nd to approve that request, and I have a representative from SME and Mr. Bacall, Kirsty, can never pronounce her name properly because she's half French, and Sam, and I'd like them to introduce themselves and share a short presentation.
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. My name's Kirsty Duker-Rubel. I'm with SME Consulting Company here with Sam.
Good evening, everyone. Sam Bacall from 13 on Greenfield, BP.
All right, I'll keep this short and sweet, but we have a brownfield plan before you today. We're requesting approval. This is for the property at the corner of West 13 Mile and Greenfield Road, the BP gas station. The parcel includes what was a former office building to the south. They've been combined, so it is one tax parcel now. The property qualifies for a brownfield plan because it is a facility. There was, in October of 2010, a spill from a faulty valve at a dispenser, and approximately 500 gallons of gasoline did leak onto the property. Remediation activities followed that release, including the excavation of around 100 cubic yards of contaminated soil. The environmental consulting company working with Sam at the time went out and did sampling after the cleanup activities to verify that cleanup had been conducted to the extent required. And then a closure report was filed with the state. And then a restrictive covenant was recorded with the state as well in December of 2011, which stated that the property is safe for commercial use. It would not be safe for residential use, but that's not what we're proposing here. They also determined with the sampling that the extent of contamination was confined to the parcel boundaries at the time, nothing migrated off-site. So because there are still some VOCs in the soil, again, above residential criteria, but below non-residential criteria, this does qualify as a facility under Part 201. Sam will be investing roughly $3.2 million to renovate the gas station and the former office building to the south. The project includes demolishing the existing office building as well as the small 1,000 square foot retail building that's under the pump pavilion. And removing that canopy as well. And then he will be constructing a roughly 4,600 square foot commercial retail building, a new canopy over now 6 pumps instead of 4. The project also includes public improvements along the 2 right-of-ways along West 13 Mile and Greenfield. Yes, and the electric vehicle chargers will also be located in the new parking lot next to the building. The table here outlines the eligible activities included in the brownfield plan. It includes assessment and planning activities, the disposal of contaminated soils, which will be excavated for the new utility and building foundations. Because they are contaminated, they have to be taken off-site and disposed at a landfill. The costs also include the construction of a vapor mitigation system in the new 4,600 square foot building. The demolition costs, which includes building and site demolition, obsolete utilities, and then those infrastructure improvements I mentioned in the public right-of-way and site preparation. There's also a 15% contingency. The total is $972,000. This is a maximum total. Sam will have to submit receipts as the project progresses for actual costs incurred, and that is what will be reimbursed. So this is a conservative estimate. And then, as you know, tax increment financing works by capturing the increase in taxes that will be paid on the property as a result of the improvements. Right now, the taxable value is $340,000, and taxes annually are roughly $23,000. We worked with the assessor to estimate what the taxable value of this property will be when the improvements are complete, and we are projecting that to be $800,000. The new taxes will then be roughly $54,000. That increase is $31,000, and of the $31,000 new taxes that will be paid annually, roughly $17,000 will be captured under the brownfield plan. This is a local-only plan, so it's just the capture of local taxes that are proposed. Given his timeline, we're not going to the state to get approval. He's hoping to get the building up before the winter hits. There's also a provision for 5% capture to fund the Brownfield Authority administrative costs, 5% to fund the Brownfield revolving fund that the Brownfield Authority administers, and then 90% would go to the developer every year. So of the $972,000, again, maximum cap that could be reimbursed over the maximum 30-year life of the plan, we actually project that the tax capture will be just over $660,000. Again, the reimbursement will be actual receipts. So the maximum reimbursement is the $972 or whatever's captured to reimburse his actual expenses over 30 years. And all that will be outlined in the reimbursement agreement.
So I would just like to add, so the revolving fund and the administrative cost per year is about $37,000. And so we have reinvested those revolving funds back into the community when there's been projects that need assistance, like demolition projects. The Brownfield Authority has come forward with funding to help support those efforts. And so we're thrilled that Mr. McCall is making this big investment at the entrance into our community at 13 and Greenfield. And so this is just a wonderful way to help support the redevelopment of some of these older properties that really need that extra boost. So we appreciate your support, and we would like to have a public hearing to discuss this, and then we'll happily answer any other questions you have.
Okay.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I also want to add that through the site plan approval process, Sam has agreed to allow us to put a welcome to Southfield sign as part of his knee wall on the corner.
One of the lower ground wall signs. Very nice. Okay. All right, so we will now open the public hearing for this Brownfield redevelopment plan and tax increment financing plan and development reimbursement agreement for MAB Real Estate Redevelopment 30835 Greenfield Road. Anyone who wishes to speak will have 3 minutes. Please give your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Council. My name is Gabby Grossbart, 25428 Wood Villa in Southfield. I come before you to tell you that I am extremely happy to hear about this brownfield consideration. Gas stations, the economy, technology has come a long way over the past 50, 60 years, and a lot of that contamination is in the ground. The brownfield program helps clean a lot of that up and move us forward in a positive and cleaner way. I picked up from the presentation that this is a burden that Southfield's going to take on by itself with no assistance from the help from the state or the county, and I encourage you to do that. This is the entrance to the city. The end result, based on the diagram on the wall, looks phenomenal. I've had the opportunity just the other evening to be in this area, and I saw this property, and it will certainly be an upgrade at the entrance to our city. So I am pleased to say that I'm happy that this project is going to go forward, and I urge you to vote yes on this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to this item? All right, seeing none, public hearing is closed. Council, do you have any questions? Councilman Brightwell?
And I'm 100% supportive of this. But Sam, this is more of an easy question. Are you a court watcher? Did the guy go to jail who owned the property behind him because whatever was happening that became about?
The last time I heard, he was still in prison. I don't think he's going to come out anytime soon. That was the attorney who occupied the building up to about 2.5 years ago when he committed his crime, when they caught him and they put him in prison.
Okay.
I think he's there for life. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't see anybody from his family members or partners. The office was closed immediately, and we bought it from his estate. I believe it was his wife and brother.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no
We haven't heard
requirement.
any rumors, no.
All right, no requirement to be a court watcher.
No.
All right, thank you. And this is a very wonderful project, and I think what the planner mentioned to us already too, and your efforts to improve the environment. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Sam.
Okay, I did have one question. In the slide that shows the overhead, you mentioned EV chargers are going to be in that secondary parking lot? Is that?
Can I point this? They will be in this. They will be right there.
Okay.
So right now, behind it will be the dumpster, so they will be between these parking spots, the front of the store, and the dumpster. The dumpster will have an enclosure, so this will be outside.
So then what's this parking lot off of Greenfield?
Right here.
In front of the building on Greenfield?
Yes.
Lower down?
Down here? On Greenfield here?
Yeah, that parking lot.
This parking lot?
Yes. What's that for?
This is not for the public. This is going to be mainly for the workers. we're trying to keep the workers out of the parking of the public. So we have a side door on this side here, just accessible to the employees. And we have a ramp because this whole area is lower than this, so we're gonna have a ramp just to walk up. We're gonna have an art piece right here and a small bench. So this area will be an entrance. It's not gonna be deliveries, it's not gonna be anything else, just a green belt and employees parking. The rest of the parking will be for consumers and EV chargers.
Okay, and also I noticed because of all the construction on Greenfield, they already built up the curb. So they took one driveway out already?
Yes, they already closed this entrance as they were doing the road work. So once we get done, we're gonna fill it, of course, with trees and grass, whatever we had agreed on. And the corner will probably redo the signs. We have not gone to that level yet, but yeah, we will widen this entrance or push it north a little bit because this building is coming out. So this will never open again. So we're gonna have two major entrances, the one from 13 Mile, the one from Greenfield.
Okay.
If I could, I just want to caution, this is an artistic rendering, that's not the approved site plan.
Correct.
Because it's missing some things from the approved site plan.
They're missing customers.
Yeah.
If I could add one thing as well, when we were discussing the brownfield plan and seeking state approval, the state of Michigan, when the project is a larger development, they will allow us to collect school taxes, and that's what it means by going to the state for extra assistance. We will be collecting the local and county taxes, and there's a whole variety of taxes that we'll be collecting that are local taxes. But that's the differentiation between the state, which is the school taxes. And when a project does collect the school taxes, the schools are held harmless. So there's no negative effect at all to the city.
Okay, thank you. Council, any other questions? Are we ready to vote?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I move that council approve the Brownfield redevelopment plan and tax increment financing plan and development and reimbursement agreement for MAB Real Estate Redevelopment, 30835 Greenfield Road, Southfield, Michigan.
It has been moved by Councilwoman Banks, supported by Councilman Brightwell, to approve the Brownfield plan as presented. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we will go down now to the council portion of our meeting. Councilman Brightwell, do you have anything for this evening?
No, other than that, I encourage all my veterans to please go ahead and register with the VA for your benefits. And it has been documented that only 48% of veterans are getting their benefits or getting the benefits they are entitled to. Thank you.
Councilwoman Haynes?
Yes, I have quite a few things to talk about. First of all, I would like to congratulate our chief on his anniversary. I think we talked about that sometime before, and for being an excellent person in charge of our services here. And a while back, the chief received an award for, I think, 100 outstanding men. And we have another resident in our city as well who received that award. I was not able to attend because it was my birthday, and that's our business owner, Ray Molden, of Molden Allstate Agency. He also received that Men of Excellence Award, and I wanted to congratulate him on that achievement, and also would like to congratulate his wife for being the new president of the National Association of Women Business Owners, which is something to be very proud of, and they are both residents of our city. And some time ago, Mr. Molden moved his business to the city of Southfield. It's been about 10 years this year. I didn't get to formally congratulate him because so many things were going on, but I want to put that on record to note that we are very proud of him, very happy to have their business here, and they have been a pillar in our community. He has donated money to the Friends of the Library, to the Kimmy Horn Jazz Fest, just an important person of excellent standing in our community. And I just want to clear up some things. Sometimes we get lost in the shuffle to think that we don't have services or programs for our young children here in Southfield. We have so many things to offer. We just need more people to take advantage of them. Parks and Recs had an excellent grandparent program signed up, and I sent it to all my friends, and one of my friends signed up, and unfortunately she called me back and said that it was canceled. And she said, well, I was the only person that signed up. And I was really disappointed to hear that. I know I couldn't attend the program, but I did send the information out. And just want to encourage our residents to really check our Parks and Rec magazine. We have so many programs for young people, for families, and they are excellent programs. I was just at the concert on Friday that we had on the grounds, and I ran into a young man who was there. He had a vendor table there, and he had the kids playing, and I thought it was his kids, and he said, no, this is something for the children to do. So at this adult concert, there were things for the children to do, and they were playing with robotics. He informed me that he has his own business. He is a resident of Southfield. His business is in Southfield, and he also has a class here at the Parks and Rec building. So it's not that we don't have programs, it's just that sometimes we may have to do a little bit more to seek out those programs and to know how much Southfield does celebrate our youth. And I didn't bring tonight with me, but I wanted to bring the program from the library. The Southfield Public Library has a program that they put out every season, and in that program there's something for every member of the family. Seniors, children, all over, and you don't have to be a resident. And I say that because when I talk to people, they kind of whisper, well, I'm not a resident, and I tell them it's okay. The library is funded by many sources, and so it's okay for them to come. But I'm really saying this to say that we need to take advantage of our programs and spread the word, if you will, residents, that Southfield has wonderful programs for youth. Already we have so many more. If you want to give me a call, I can let you know about those programs, and there are more in the makings. And also at the concert, if you will, there was a table for the Pearls of Service Foundation. I found this to be very helpful. It's called Healthy Mom and Baby. There's a Healthy Mom and Baby program that is available to the residents here in Southfield. And I was told, it's Charles' mom that told me this, by the way, that it's also available for men. So I just want to let you all know that there's so many resources here that we can take advantage of, and most of them are little to no cost. So just spread the word, and to really want to encourage people to continue to support Southfield and reach out to us for any information that you may need, don't know about, that we will be more than happy to help you with those things. And in light of what's going on, I just want to also add that it's just so many things going on in the world. Just be nice sometimes for us to just, I remember a guy always said, it's just nice to be nice. You know, if we could just keep that up, that would be helpful. And there's one other program, I'm sorry. It's the Squires program. It's a young men's program. I had the opportunity to attend that program Saturday morning, and it's for young men all over. They are currently taking applications for young men for this program. It's Squires.com, I believe is their program. They have come before us in the city, and I encourage them to come again. And the great thing I like about it is young boys, and so they're teaching them respect. I think somebody came before the council before and said they had some young men. So this is a program that has young men too, and teaching them to be respectful and to keep their grades up, and it was just a great program. So I encourage the parents to look into that for your young men. So thanks for all the businesses and the people that support the young people and families in Southfield. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilman Hicks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Real quick, go Blue, go Lions, even go East Lansing. Well, I guess Michigan State, go Green, I guess. Also want to congratulate Stevenson Elementary. They're going to have a ribbon cutting tomorrow. So your tax dollars at work for renovating and uplifting the schools for our children. So if you're in the area at 5 o'clock tomorrow, please stop by.
All right, Councilman Banks?
Thank you. The holiday season is around the corner, and the Southfield Goodfellows is seeking monetary donations to purchase food, clothing, and gifts for low-income families and senior citizens that live not only in Southfield, but also Lathrop Village. The deadline to give and make a commitment is October 15th. And if you are interested, you can contact Rhonda Terry. Her telephone number is 248-796-4540. And last, to Mr. Zorn, can we get an update report on the street lights on Civic Center Drive? I know that we've contracted this project out. They started about a month ago. I think installed 6 lights, and then there's been no activity since. There's poles hanging on the side of the street, and the residents in the area find this highly unacceptable. And now that it's getting darker earlier, we need those lights up. Thank you.
All right. Councilwoman Hoag? All right, I just had one. This Friday, at 11 a.m. here at the Civic Center in the baseball field behind the ice arena, we're having a groundbreaking ceremony with Lawrence Tech. We're going to, we have partnered with Lawrence Tech to rehab that entire field so the Lawrence Tech women's softball team can use it as their home field. And then Southfield residents get to take advantage of a beautiful softball field with new stands and dugouts and turf and all the other great things that they will have there. So that's this Friday at 11 a.m. With Lawrence Tech. With that, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I was going to mention the Stevenson dedication. Very pleased, and I'll be there tomorrow to see that improvement to that school. And I was going to talk about the softball, so everything's been said, so I'm done.
Let's talk about the gardening.
All right. City Administrator?
At our last meeting, I had indicated to City Council that we were still waiting for Comcast at Lasser Woods. They were out today to do a survey. I did check, a hotspot will not work with that software, but it was, it was a good thought. And we're told the installation from Comcast is supposed to happen this Wednesday. So they were out today, surveyed, installation Wednesday. From there, our software will be installed, and we hope to start our beta testing for the Lasser Woods Dog Park. Staff is working on a date and for an open event. Then Beechwoods, the final punch list is right here, and we're getting down. I mean, this is all the detail, but we're on the final list. And then I'll close with Rutland Road at 9 Mile. OCC is opened. The road drives beautifully. Site restoration is just needs for the seed to take. And on September 24th, the DDA will be hosting a meet and greet at the OCC location, and there'll be a ribbon cutting for Rutland. And Rutland has been a long list of roads that the college has been pushing for a number of years. And Councilman Cruz, who's not here with us tonight, he was a big advocate to see that road improved, and we were able to secure money through some additional state grants. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Mr. Administrator, you actually reminded me. I forgot I had to give an update about a comment I made last meeting. We had a speaker about Mount Vernon Road, and Ms. Schultz told me after the meeting that because we were able to get a state grant for Mount Vernon Road that's being under construction this year between Southfield and the Northwestern Service Drive, that freed up money, and our hope and plan, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, is to do Mount Vernon between Greenfield and Southfield next year, since we got the grant that freed up some additional money. I know we keep saying we're trying to find it, but she did tell me that that is the plan. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because like any construction project, nothing's final until you see them start working on it. So, but that is the plan.
And if, just on road funding, Mr. President, the administration continues to watch what's happening in Lansing, this not having a budget, knowing that we're almost a quarter of the way through with our fiscal year, and some of the proposed cuts to our statutory revenue sharing, the $40 million that's on the chopping block in the one proposal, that's very concerning to the city, and obviously will create some real challenges if that funding is not restored. I know some of you will be in Grand Rapids for the Michigan Municipal League, and I think the budget is probably going to be the dominating issue in that meeting. And I think I sent something to council in reference to road funding. And obviously, candidly, I don't think we're going to see anything road funding wise. And, you know, so we still, you know what, I'm sorry, that was not to council. That was in response to an email to a resident. I just pointed out that the feds, you know, when you look at the last infrastructure bill, there's no new real money generated. It was just shifting of money and what priorities they were going to fund. When the second infrastructure bill failed, again, no new money came in for roads. So we have Lansing going through its road debacle, which I think I've watched that play out since the mid-'80s with no reform to Act 51, which was put in place in the late 40s. So it continues to be a challenge. And you know, when we're in Lansing, it's not just the major and the local roads, but it's securing dollars for residential streets. And that's where we need help. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
Good evening, Council. I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
All right. Madam City Clerk?
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to say this evening that our voters, we have an election coming up November the 4th, and our voters should start seeing their absentee ballots next week, end of next week. We're going to do a big mailing on the 24th. So I just want to put that out there for those who don't check their mailboxes very often, to check your mailbox, because your ballot will be in the mail very soon as we work this election season, as we begin to work this election season on the election. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Nothing from the treasurer. We've heard from the planner, the assessor, engineer. Mr. Building Official, since you're here, anything? I have nothing. Okay. Our last item is, we have 2 items for the closed session. We just need to mention both items, but we can do one vote. Yes?
Mr. Chair, I move that we go into closed session as allowed pursuant to the Opens Meeting Act, Public Act 267, Section 7, MCL 15.268C, for discussion for strategy and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement.
Support.
And Section 8A for performance evaluation.
I'm sorry.
And for the performance evaluation.
Well, I thought you said just list one.
We have to list both.
And for the
Performance
appraisal discussion.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, to go into a closed session in connection to collective bargaining under Section 8C of the Open Meetings Act and under Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act for performance evaluation. Madam Clerk, can I please have a roll call vote?
Banks?
Yes.
Brightwell?
Yes.
Haynes?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Hoag?
Yes.
And Mandelbaum?
Yes.
We have a quorum.
All right. Thank you. Council will move on over to the